It's been a while, but I guess I'm back. No friends anymore. It's all good.
And you are.
Some money, some bags.
Embrace the shadow.
This flu's pretty bad. Well,
What do you require?
December 2025. Let's see how this works out. Well, there seems to be a lot of people on, so that's good. People still friendly.
What is it?
Oof, man. Do I have one of those?
Watch your back.
Ah. Boost. Let's get the fuck out of here with that. Alright. So in 2025, the way it works now is kind of like smaller games, how they had different layers, different channels, but the same server. I guess to condense space or whatever. So you could hop layers if there's too many people grinding in your spot, or you're getting ganked. And you can't deal with it, and there's no one to help you. You can kind of run away. You can change layers. So the first off thing you got to do is you need to download, whether you like it or not, some add-ons. So these are some of the basic ones to do. This pretty much helps you just see what your stats are, like in the Burning Crusade and so forth, when you can actually see that in the WoW Classic. I've never played WoW Vanilla. Originally, I started at TBC back in 2008. 2008, 2009, whatever. Freaking long-ass time ago. So, decided to revisit the game for the next TBC drops on this server in the upcoming January month. I heard the 20th. Maybe it might be a little bit earlier. So let's see what happens. This is always useful when you get your professions going. It keeps a log of where stuff is, so it just saves time on farming. Basic stuff that they had back in the day called Gatherer. I don't know if they're gonna ban this shit or not, but it seems like it's still working. Handy notes. It's been a while since I've been on this again, probably about 3 months ago. But some of these are useful. It tells you when the buffs happen. So one thing I noticed about playing this game again, there's these buffs that happen. It does pretty big damage and health and so on. I don't know if you see it as cheapening the game, but I guess it helps newer players who haven't played this to get a little boost starting, because you're going to have a lot of veteran players playing this, and it's probably harder to play in this era than it was before, with a lot of people already knowing how to play this game. If you're new to this game, might take a little time getting used to. One thing I like doing is editing your UI, add some hotkey bars, makes it a lot easier, and it's a lot better for gameplay, especially if you like PvP like me. I move these around so you can keep your focus on the enemy that you're attacking, and that's pretty much just the basics to start off. You start questing. When you download Quest Helper or Questy or whatever the hell it's called, instead of just having exclamation marks and not having a question mark, a golden question mark, when they updated the game back in the day, which made it easier, and a lot of people kind of complained about that because you had to actually look harder to complete quests, and then it's just kind of been spoon-fed to you. Yeah, I mean, I would do it just so you can keep up with the times.
I'm listening.
Yeah, especially if you played the game before and
Be
you're
quick
redoing a
about
lot
your
of quests you've
business.
done. If not, you know, I'm not really into power leveling either. I don't see a point in doing that in this kind of game. There's a lot of ground to cover. It's a really big map, and you can have a lot of fun exploring. This game's really meant to be played with friends. I mean, you can solo this game, but it's a little more boring if you solo it. It's better to play with friends. If you don't have any friends on here, just join a guild. Some of them are nice, some of them are douchebags, but one problem I had when I was playing this, testing it out a couple months ago, is I noticed the player community is not as friendly as it used to be. There's still, don't get me wrong, still friendly people on here, but there's a lot of people who just ignore you, especially if you're getting attacked by the opposite factions. So the way this game works is there's two factions, if you don't know. It's your first time going on this. There's the Horde and there's Alliance. So what I like about that, which they've done really well in this game compared to other online MMO PvP games, is there's no such thing as flagging up. I really don't like games that flag up in contested areas, because it's like, I don't know, it seems really cheap. Like, if you're ready to attack them, they'll chicken out, they won't flag up, they'll pretend like not to do anything to you until you're getting attacked by mobs, and they'll just grieve you like that. I think it's a really cheap way of playing. I think this system works the best because you know who your enemies are. It's the opposite faction. In certain areas that are not contested, if it's, for example, Horde or Alliance controlled, they can't attack you unless you attack them first. Contested areas like around here, we'll get to that later on. It's very fun, in my opinion. I love PvP. I like lower end PvP versus upper end because I don't know, it seems to revolve around a little more skill based, I think, versus gear. When you get really high end in the game, gear matters a lot more. But yeah, I'm on this this basic character right now. I'm going to start a new one so that way we can kind of see how this game goes together. Again, I apologize how I sound. I probably sound pretty bad. I'm just sick with the flu, so I'm using an avatar for now. When I get better, I'll get a webcam out. But this is my first video for you guys that are interested in what WoW Classic has to offer in December 2025. This is just a short, but I'm going to start a new character, and when I'm able to, I'll stream it, record it, so you can see how it is from the basics. Like I said, I'm not doing like a power leveling thing. I want to take people through the game so they get the full experience. I'm like an adventure PvPer, so I actually do like to read some of the story if it's good, and I think there's a lot of good lore in this game, so it's got some good depth. And the thing is about this game, which they've done a lot better than, let's say, Black Desert Online, which I did love back in 2014 or 2016 or whatever. When it first came out, the graphics were amazing, gameplay was good, I loved the action PvP. Yeah, it's better than this because it's a newer system. This is tab target. A lot of people, like some of my friends, will shit on it for being tab target, but you know what? Even though you're playing tab target, your opponents are playing tab target too. So I mean, it still depends on your reaction times and intelligence of strategy of what you're gonna do, right? So everyone has the same advantage. But yeah, back to Black Desert Online. I know it has nothing to do with this directly, but this game's inspired a lot of games. But some of the things they've done very poorly in that game was co-op play. Co-op play was virtually non-existent. Like, yeah, you can team up with people. You couldn't trade shit all, which was pointless. They were completely obsessed with gold farming, which I don't think ruins the game. Yeah, they might make a little less money, but honestly, people who don't have the time that buy gold, who gives a shit? They're gonna find a way somehow anyways, right? So I mean, in BDO, people bought accounts, so you can't stop people from using their wallet to get ahead. In this game, I think it's pretty controlled with the gold selling. I don't really see much going on. Well, I haven't seen much going on 3 months ago. I mean, it's not crazy like it used to be. But yeah, I mean, you know what? If you want to use some gold to get ahead, who cares? It's 2025. But yeah, like I said, BDO, very poor co-op play. One of the things they got really wrong was if you guys teamed up and you did a quest, you'd have to redo the same quest over and over again. It got very monotonous. just pointless. So we stopped, co-oping. And then you had the grind spot, ganking, people fighting over grind spots. It was stupid. It was like people were not actually playing the game. Life skilling was interesting in that game. I actually enjoyed it. It brought like a bigger depth to BDO. But again, the life skilling was just that. It was sucking up your entire life. I burned an entire memory card horse training in that game on the side because you had to run that thing almost 24 hours a day to keep up, to get your mastery skill levels up. It was ridiculous. At least this game, yes, it takes a while, but it's not as intense like BDO. That was just, you had a lot of people auto leveling, which just, it created like a boring atmosphere in that game. Yeah, they've done a couple of things I think pretty poorly. I think that's why people come back to this game. Like, I'm revisiting it. If you've never tried it, I do suggest you try it, even though it's, it's a little bit dated in graphics. You know what? I don't think that matters. I think what matters is if the game is fun, the community is good, if you can co-op play, PvP is fair. Yeah, you get ganked. You know what? Don't cry about that. Like, it happens on both sides. I hear people complain about Horde and people complain about Alliance and whoever's douchebags and they play like this, they play like that. I've played on both sides. Everyone's human beings. They play exactly the same way. It doesn't matter what your label is. It's everyone's people. They do the same shit. But when I see someone like, for example, a Torn Mill standing on top of the house, level 60, ganking people, one-shotting them, like, okay, you do it a few times, get out of there. You're not gonna. Why would you stay there for half an hour to an hour? That kind of stuff that ruins the game. But I've seen some good community here months ago where you'd make a call in open chat, and then you'd get people that would get involved and they would come help out to get rid of those people. So honestly, that's why I'm revisiting the game. I've tried a lot of games. I've played a lot of MMOs. I've been really disappointed. Where Winds Meet is pretty good, but again, it's not. I don't really see it as a community-based game. Visuals are a lot better, but I found the game very boring very quickly. You might disagree with me or whatever. Game's a good game if you want to like solo play, but I want to play with people. I miss that about games back in the day. My friends loved Ragnarok Online. I don't know if you ever played that, but a lot of people will say that's like the OG online co-op MMO. But yeah, I think this took MMO gaming to a different level. There's so much depth in this game. You don't have to even play. You can just run the auction house. The auction house is it's organic, so it's not controlled. Again, BDO ruined that by having it dev controlled or whoever controlled it. It ruined the market. It's like, and then with the taxes on the market, you basically couldn't make anything selling anything. It wasn't even worth it. When they tried to co-op in the seas with like the sailboat editions, it was good in the beginning, then they ruined it. So they tried to do some stuff, but by the time they had like co-op dungeons, like I left the game. I spent hours in that game. I spent money in that game too. I just didn't have the time because eventually you have to work. You can't sit around play games all the time unless you can. I mean, if that's your situation, great, but that wasn't my situation. I couldn't stay all day on a game. I had to work, so I was only devoting maybe, which was still crazy, like 6-7 hours a night. Sometimes, like maybe 4 days out of the week. So I was killing myself, but yeah, to get anywhere in that game took a lot of time, and it's just it ended up like getting boring towards the higher levels. PvP, I have to admit though, I do like the style of PvP with dodging and have to actually looking at your character. Like if you ever played a rogue, that's something a little similar. I think a rogue takes a lot of skill because you actually have to be behind your opponent to get off a lot of moves. It's not just point and click and then just shooting from far away. Not to bash anyone who's a magic caster, because I tried a warlock. It's not for me. I've always been a melee class character, but I've never played a warrior. So basically, I'm going to be making these videos just basically so you can travel with me and see what it's like building a warrior to tank damage for some dungeons in the future. I've never played that role. I've always done DPS. A lot of people like DPS because it's fun. You want to like bash out a bunch of hit damage. You want to be the fucking hero. So I've done that a bunch of times. Honestly, I want to try a different role. I played the Paladin as well. Paladin and the Rogue were two of my favorite classes to play, and the Hunter. When I first played the game the very first time, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, I played a Hunter because I figured maybe it'd be okay to play by myself because you have a pet. I learned early on when TBC first came out, nobody was melee huntering that character. So I ended up building a melee hunter, and it was working really good in close because I noticed as soon as I got in close to people, they were melting me. So I respect, and I think I was one of the pioneers to do that because a lot of people were calling me stupid, but it was starting to work. And you know, worked for a while, you know, mid 40s to 50s, and then I hit level 60, and then I switched over to the Horde because the friends I were playing with at the time were just like leaving me in the dust, and they kept telling me to power level. And like I said, I don't want to play a game like this just to, you know, rush through it. If you want to be my guest, you know, this is not the stream for you. These are not the videos for you because I'm not going to do a power leveling, you know, walkthrough. Honestly, I think guides and walkthroughs, just to like get through shit, I think it's almost pointless now because with Chat GPT and all these AIs, you have guides and walkthroughs at your fingertips to basically hold your hand, you know, babying you every step of the way if you really need to. So I mean, I think in 2025, 26, there's no point doing guide walkthroughs anymore unless you want to see something, you know, in person. But yeah, I'm gonna do more of like an adventure, and you're gonna grow with the character, see how it progresses. You know, we'll learn together how to actually play a tank warrior, and you know, see how it goes. Anyway, this is my first video. I'm gonna start off with making a new character for you guys, but yeah, let's see how it works out.